I am rested up after a week off. Are you rested up?
Was it 1 week or actually 2 weeks off that we had?
Well, technically you took 1 week off, right? But we are having it's been 2 weeks since we did a show, right?
1 week off and 1 week missed, I think, is exactly what. But yes,
True.
To answer your question, I am all rested up as can be. How are you, my friend? I know you have been extremely busy with work the last week or so.
Well, I traveled earlier. It seems like I used to travel a lot for work before COVID. Then COVID came and didn't travel at all. And I think it's slowly picking up. I mean, this is the first time I've had a 3-day travel week, although it wasn't all work. Traveled Monday for work, Tuesday, and then Wednesday I had a daughter flying back into Philly from a trip, and Philly is like an hour and a half, so I had to go pick her up.
Oh.
And so that was kind of I got home late after that, and they had all caught up to me, and I got sick too, and yesterday was miserable. So I'm going to try to go on mute if I have a coughing fit. And this is the
if
first,
I'm talking a whole lot extras, because
this is the first drink I've had, I think, in a week, because I've been trying to just get healthy again. And
well, I missed you. It's been 2 weeks since we've actually gotten on the camera together and talked. And
we didn't get to play golf at all this week either.
We didn't play golf at all this week. We kind of did all of our reviews kind of off on our own this week. So I missed you. I'm glad you're back. And I agree. I used to be one of those road warriors for work where I traveled up to 48 weeks a year.
Yeah.
And it was all domestic, and it sucked because, you get a ton of status, but it was a hard way to get status versus some international trips. And that all has been gone for years and years. And I actually now have 2 trips in 2 weeks in September for work, and I haven't had that in at least 5 years. So I'm not sure what to do with myself with 2. At least they're both quick. One's an overnighter and one's a 2-dayer, so they'll be quick trips.
I have a week long coming up too. So in a couple of weeks.
Oof.
We'll have to think about we're going to do the show in 2 weeks, the end of August. It's
bring your laptop.
It's tough. I mean, they have me all day, all night, just stuff bang, bang,
well,
bang.
Your meetings all day, and then you get back to the room for a quick, change, shower,
and then you have a work dinner, and then you're supposed to get together and socialize after that because it's it's in Vegas.
Yep. Yeah. And then you hang out in the lobby of the hotel, or you're at the casino after that. I hear you. I hear you. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yep. Good. Well, we have a show to do.
Yes. We have
Welcome back.
Good show. Things lined up, ready to go.
Let's go.
But first, what do we talk about? We talk about what we're drinking.
What's behind the bar.
And of course, I have to talk about that because I haven't had anything to drink, and I think. Well, no, it wasn't since our last show. I think when I golfed last week, I had a drink on the course. I think that was the last time. But anyway, so I am just having a plain old Guinness.
Easy, straightforward, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, it's low alcohol, low cal.
Yeah, low alcohol, low cal.
Easy on the
chewing
palate.
Your beard during the. Yeah, exactly.
It is actually. I think Guinness only has 100 calories in it. It's not bad. It's just people think it's heavy, but because of the nitrogen. To me, it's a very palatable beer.
I think it's good. I've always
to me, it's like the toast of beer. If you're sick and you're recovering, you feel like eating toast. Well, I feel like having a Guinness.
I love Guinness. Always have, and I love a black and tan. With a Guinness. So that's always a good mix if you're looking for something alternative. Yep. I am powering down from a distillery called Automatic Jones. I didn't have the bottle with me. I left it back in the bar. I am doing a pre-made smoked old fashioned. So it's kind of already all mixed together. It has all the stuff together. It's a full-blown cocktail as opposed to just a bourbon.
So you said pre-made smoked. So they smoked it or you
smoked it? No, they smoked it, and it's in the bottle and blah blah blah. So it's okay. It's not like me making my own old fashioned.
Oh, that's right. You're in Colorado. It's legal to smoke it out there.
It's illegal to smoke. It is legal to smoke here. Correct.
Well, how is it?
Nothing fancy, but it's actually very good, especially for a pre-made old fashioned. You don't want to deal with the mixing it yourself. It's actually quite good, and it goes down nicely. And then, as you can see, I did I'm calling it a show pour because I didn't want to have to get up in the middle of the of the recording to fill, so I like put a little extra ice and I filled the glass to the top. I'm just gonna drink it. It's like 3 drinks in one.
Well, and then we have the other segment, which is the Bourbon Fund Tracker. Now,
We might
I got
have
a bug
news.
flying around here.
We might. I feel like I just have this feeling. I have this premonition. I just, I think.
Or
I
you were
think
in
when
pre-show.
or I was in pre-show. We looked at the slides. I remember. I'm gonna go back to the way back machine. I want to say it might have been 2 or 3 episodes ago, way back, and
The beginning of season 2.
it might have been or the end of season 1,
Mhm.
within a week of each other. I think we were picking dates on when we thought we would have a
Oh,
magic
no, I
date.
think we did that way early on too.
Was that way? Was it maybe it was
Uh-huh.
May we did that or April or something?
Yes. And
Um,
I think we
yeah.
predicted we would hit this in the number in August or September and not get paid until September, October, right?
Yeah, I think if I remember correctly, I said we would hit it before the end of August, and you said it was going to be in September.
Yeah. Now, well, let's just go into it.
Let's just put it up there. Just put it up
Boom!
there.
Steve,
We
cue
made
up the
it.
celebratory
We need
sounds.
celebratory music. We need fireworks to go off. We need fire. We got it.
Pew, pew, pew.
It took us 6, 7 months to
No, actually, it didn't. We started, I think, officially making money in mid-May. We got approved in mid-May.
Mid-May. You're right. Okay, so from May to now. You're
June
right.
was
It
our
wasn't
first
when we
full
started.
month. Now, what happened was, though, and what screwed everything up was we were getting this downward trend on the number of views. We weren't losing subscribers. We were still gaining, but our speed of growth was declining. And then that bottomed out in July. Now things are starting to go back up again. I guess in August it gets too hot. And people stop playing outside and they come back into the sim. I don't know. But the views and everything are rebounding. And actually, we had our best month ever
And
this month so far.
And to clarify for folks, views. We weren't losing subscribers in July. We just had our views go down.
Yeah, we're still gaining subscribers. Yeah. Which
Yes,
come in
we are.
bursts. I still haven't figured that. We'll get like 20 or 30 and then it's quiet. And then we'll get another, 20, 30 and then it gets quiet. But yeah, whatever.
That's when that's when we send the chat bots out. And
Yes.
they're like, we asked Chat GPT to get us some subscribers. And it goes registered. So if I understand this right, we have earned over 100. Now it will take a month before
Yeah,
the check comes
they
out.
pay monthly and they pay every $100. So we'll get paid on the September pay cycle. So
Got it.
I just don't, I haven't looked enough on like when that is. I think you get paid in September for August or whatever it is. So I don't know. We'll go.
And so I
check at
think
some
what our
point.
plan is to literally use this and go buy bourbon or beer. I mean, to be fair, I don't want to doubt,
Sure.
the beer side,
Although
but
it's
we are going to go buy something and then review it together on the show, right?
Hey, we should do bourbon. I mean, you're more of a bourbon
Yeah, I
guy.
do
I
too.
like bourbon too. So I think we should get the same thing if we can. Or I guess we don't
Yeah.
have to.
No, I think we should. I think
No,
we should get the
or
same
we
one.
get different things and then swap or something.
So I guess what we need to do is we need to put it out there to the community, okay? For all of the listeners that are out there, if you have a recommendation, if you have a bourbon that you're like, hey, you guys need to use that money and go buy this bottle and then review it on the show, let us know what they are. Either put it in the comments or send it to us in DMs and let us know. And we have a month, so we have plenty of time to get the feedback. We'll announce a winner and then we'll go get it and we'll review it. And who knows, maybe whoever made that suggestion will have them come on to the review with us.
Yeah, sounds good.
I like
It
that.
doesn't have to
I think
be like it doesn't have to be $50. It could be a little more, a
No.
little less, or whatever. Yeah, but
Yeah, it could be hell. It could be a really good $38 bottle. I don't care. I just want a really good recommendation.
Yep. All right.
Love it. Congratulations. We got it over the first hump.
Yeah.
Or a second
So
hump.
golf story for me
Yeah.
is so I play in my golf league on Tuesday nights and not this week, but the week before, it was the final game of the season. And I played pretty well. I shot a 41, which is under my number, and we won our match handedly.
Yep.
So we got 6
Yep.
points. It and things worked out. It catapulted us to second place in the league.
Nice.
Going in the playoffs, which means we got a bye in the first round of the playoffs. which
Okay.
was this week. So I played golf Tuesday night, but it didn't matter. Just went out for shits and giggles.
Got it.
Playoffs start next week and then continue for 4 weeks. It's like a single elimination. I'm
Okay.
gone the next 2 weeks and can't play.
Okay. Is there a fill-in for you, or you just
You
like?
can do a sub if someone has an official handicap or they've been in the league. So I'll get a sub, but it just stinks because I can't play in the
Okay.
playoffs. So my
Got
daughter
it.
has something Tuesday, which I really look forward to participating in. So I can't, and then the next week after that, I'll be in Vegas. So
Okay. Got it.
that's
Got
ironic.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's ironic.
yeah. So it is and you have a golf story, but it's going to come during one of the reviews.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about my golf story during one of the reviews. I will say real quick, it's not a long story. It's interesting. I find golf and I know there are non-designers who actually watch the show and that are golfers in SGT and stuff, and I find it very interesting. I went out with a buddy. Golf is such a finicky bitch because you can be playing really well, then you go to the course and you show up and your game is missing. And I will say is went out with a buddy and his daughter. His daughter is a D3 college golfer, very good, very very solid. She's a low 70s player she plays the same tees as we do. She's very solid. And all I want to say is we got through the first 8 holes before the rain came and rain washed us out. And pretty
Down
happy.
came the rain and
Yeah,
washed the
it
sweat.
did. I tell you, the frightening thing was we were actually on 8, and we were at Valley Country Club, coming soon to SGT, and she was about ready to hit a pitch off out of the rough, out of the green, and she had her club back, and as her club was back in the top of her swing, this lightning strike to the ground, like right behind the green of where we were going. I've never seen anything so big and bright and scary at the same time, and it was like, "Put your club down, quit swinging your damn club." So I was immediately go in. All I want to say is hit every fairway, hit every green, and through. We actually finished out 8, then went in because of the rain, and through 8 was leading the pack, including the D3 golfer. So it was funny how that can happen.
Did you look at the spot?
It was far enough away. It actually didn't hit anywhere near the course. It was just the line of sight was right on line with almost flagpole, actually.
And you probably heard it pretty instantaneously too. Like,
oh yeah, it was the lightning and then the immediate thunder crack, and it was and it was so loud. And they were they were walking with their push carts, and I was in a cart, and she like strapped her push cart to my car, and we left them behind and went into the clubhouse.
All right.
Anyway,
well,
okay.
Anyway. So, courses this week. We have 7.
We had a few. 7 courses over the last. Yep.
A last-minute edition this afternoon, which we were able to squeeze in. So, we had 2 by Mashie, who also goes by Adam Mace, I think, from what I understand. Superior National at Lutzen. So, is it Lutzen?
Lutzen? It's in Minnesota. Lutzen?
Minnesota?
I think it's Lutzen. I think it's Lutzen. I've golfed in Minnesota before, but I've never been to Lutzen. I've never played these courses, so.
Neither have I. And then we have the golf club. Hoochings Golf Club.
I don't know how to pronounce this. All I know is this goes in the same category as like Das Verblaten as far as courses go.
It's Hjortspring Golf Club.
Yeah, because the H is silent.
Hjortspring.
Hjortspring. It's in Denmark, so it's probably it's probably silent H.
Yeah. But it's at the club. You walk up to the first tee and the base is thumping.
Yep. It's at the club.
Yeah. Circling Raven Golf Club by Tech Bud. Worley.
Love this course. I played this course in real life.
Is that Idaho?
It's in Idaho. Yeah, we did a guys golf trip. This is 2019. We'll talk about this during the review. It was 2019. We did Coeur d'Alene and Circling Raven. We did 36 holes at Circling Raven as part of our guys golf trip out there.
Now I've had some of the best skiing I've had in Brundage, Idaho. Is that anywhere near Brundage? I know that's in the panhandle of Idaho. Is Worley?
No, we're in the center part of Idaho, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
Yep.
Double Eagle Golf Club, par 3. Another one by Tech Bud out in Ohio, Galena.
Yep.
And then the great Bangini gives us Warwick Hills in Grand Blanc, Michigan.
Yeah.
Okay.
courses, guys. All across the board, good courses. We're not going to look at all of them today. We pulled out what we thought were the best of this batch of the courses we're going to go through and look at.
The
But
best is
I
the oh, the way we forgot one more, the Jefferson Golf and Country
Jefferson,
Club.
yeah, Jefferson. Yeah, I
That
was
was
wondering
the
if you got
late
one.
that was the late ad that we almost just forgot.
Yep. So we'll look at a bunch of these as we go through today. I want to call out. I want to give a shout out to Mashie, okay, because he's got a couple of courses that are coming out now. We're not going to cover them today, but I do want to say I feel like I've seen, and I'm curious what your thoughts are. I feel like we see really good progression in his courses. I think each release they get better and better. A little bit of feedback on those two courses that we just launched. Watch your colors. Colors seemed a little bit off, a little bit. I don't know if it was over, not saturated, but a little bit. I don't know how to describe it,
Well,
but
I
the
thought it
colors.
was though if I can't remember if I'm thinking of the ones this week or the week before, because I think he had courses last week too. And I always felt like there were a couple of grasses that were too saturated, and then some of the things on the course itself, like the textures, were maybe not like the were not saturated
Yeah,
enough. So there was
right, and like the bunkers on this one, the core I played
they
both
were
of
very
these
flat.
courses in the sim.
Yeah.
They were not only were they flat, I agree 100%.
Well,
The texture on them were super bright. In my
I
sim,
I guess I shouldn't say flat. I don't care if a bunker is flat as far as physical depth goes, because it maybe in real life they are. But if they're the same white color, then it makes it look
correct,
even
yes.
more flat, like a pancake.
Yep. So yeah, and from in my sim when I played them in the sim, the bunkers kind of almost looked glowing
Yeah.
from a distance. They were really, really, really
So
bright. So anyway,
you
just
have
some
problems with
feedback.
white bunkers. I have problems with white cart paths.
You do have a problem with white cart paths. You do not like white cart paths, or yeah, not anything but black cart paths. So anyway, just a little bit of feedback for you. Love the progression. Your eye is getting great. It's getting better and better.
Yeah.
And look forward to the new courses
I kind
coming.
of feel like he's on the same track as like Jay Pruitt. Who's Jay Pruitt? Remember when he had some, he learned quickly, and now he's like
Yep.
nailing stuff
Yep.
now,
That
right?
stuff is so good. Yep.
Yeah.
Agreed.
All right.
All
So
right.
that brings us to the MPALs. So all these courses will be in. We have what we ended up with 3 this week, right?
3, I think it was this week.
Yep.
Yep.
First one being um, by the Great Bangini, Warwick Hills. So
This was fun.
it was fun.
It
Uh,
was.
it's really cool to see someone who has embraced Blender, embraced details. You know, this is a guy who just does everything and does everything so
Yep.
well.
Yep.
Um, and turn this. Now, I'm not familiar with this golf course, and it is a PGA stop, right?
It used to be. The
It used
Buick
to be.
Open. It's no longer. I think it was 2009. It might have been the
Okay.
end of the 2009 was the end of the something like that. But it says in the description from to
Yeah, yeah.
2009.
Okay.
Yep.
So it's pretty long. It's 7,200 from the tips.
Yeah.
Um, and so he decided to take this, put the stands in there, and then let's just start looking at this.
Well, let
Um,
me tell you real quick before we jump in. Like I had I had a special pleasure of playing this with the great Bangini, the great Bangini, by the way. We had a blast. We played this right before it released. He did an LFG on the beta channel, and he and I went in and played 18 on this course, and we looked through it together and looked for any feedback and issues and problems. And I tell you what, it's a ton of fun playing these courses with the designers.
yeah,
So, guys, if you guys have a course and you're getting ready to launch it, or you just launch it and you want to play with us, let us know because we're playing these courses more than just mousing through them. So,
yep. Um, so yeah, teeing off hole number 1, really elegant custom tee markers, which I like.
yes,
Very simple, elegant, but distinguished, and to me, remarkable. Something I definitely remember.
yep,
And then just overall, just a lot of detail. Now, one thing I found really interesting here,
mm,
he used one tree type, like 80%, 80, that this tree you see here, and I didn't
yeah.
notice it until after I zoomed out and started looking around. But I think Great Banji, let us know how many different tree types you use, because I'm thinking he only used like 4 or 5 different trees on this entire course, and it's really cool.
I never use my I. eh, Let me make sure I say this correctly. You're not including like shrubs and things like
No,
that. You're
no,
talking
like
about full blown
major
trees.
trees, I think he only used maybe even 4.
I don't think I ever use more than 5 trees.
Really?
I always
Okay.
use more than 3, and usually no more than 5. I'm usually, it could be 4, it could be 5. It just depends if I need sizing and small. But I honestly think VS Pro does a good enough job between rotating and scaling and things
Yep.
on trees that you don't need to have 17 different trees. And some courses call for it. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But most of the courses you can get away with 4 or 5 trees, and it looks good.
Yep. So cool things in here. Obviously the stands, and
Yeah.
I think he was working out something with like Roxor Golf where he was doing some tournament with this course that they were hosting it
Like
together
an
or doing
online
something.
tournament, obviously. They're not going to go to the
Yes.
course and
No,
host a
no,
real
no,
life.
like a virtual tournament, kind of like a one-off thing. I remember seeing either something on Facebook
Huh.
about it or on Discord that he was doing it with Roxor Golf, I thought.
Wait,
Really
who's
cool.
Roxor Golf? I don't
So
remember who.
Rockstar Golf, they make the control. The guy makes the controller boxes,
Oh
Roxor,
yeah, that's right.
and he's
Yeah, yeah,
also
yeah,
the
yeah.
admin of one of the other GS Pro groups, like one,
Got it.
not GS Pro users, which is the official one, but GS Pro
Right.
Sim users or one of the others. He's also the admin of those.
Okay. Got it.
Yep. Um, so really cool. It's like just the banners are really sweet. Good job.
I love the tables and chairs. Like, it's not just stands. Like, there's a
Yeah.
little seating area, tables and chairs. I think it's great.
Yep. And
Yep.
then the BenQ blimp.
Robert gets his shout out at BenQ. Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Nicely done.
Yeah, I just love how
Now,
BenQ is just they're catching on to the grassroots effort of GS Pro here.
I don't think this. You can correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think this blimp is animated. I don't think it's
It doesn't
moving, and
move, but
it's
I
the
know
it's
that there's been issues with like on and off issues with animation and nav on.
yeah,
So I don't know if
yeah.
it's supposed to and it isn't, or he just decided to keep it so it doesn't move. I don't know.
Because I
It's
think that
fine,
script was broken at one point in time, and
but I
it
thought
might
they
have gotten
fixed it.
fixed. And yeah, so I don't remember.
I
Yep,
don't know either.
yep.
But it's
I love
there.
the
It's
blimp
cool.
though.
Yeah.
I love it. Yep. Hopefully,
This
BenQ is
is
okay with it.
This is 17, which I thought is just really cool, and it makes me someday want to actually go to like one of these places that has the stand set up before or after a
Yeah,
tournament and just play.
and go play.
Yeah, really nice.
There's a there. I signed up for it. I haven't heard back from it yet. I'm sure you guys have all seen it. I haven't done it. I'm hoping I can. There is a group that's coming through, and they are letting you hit balls inside of baseball stadiums.
Yes. Well, there's the
And
group
so
that also is doing. Like, I know I could have went up to Beaver Stadium and hit golf balls.
oh really? You could,
Yeah.
yeah. This is. I don't think they set it up on like home plate. I think you're like in the stand. They have a hitting area somewhere in the stands. You're hitting out into the field.
Yeah, I would think they allowed like more than a few people to do that at a time, or else it wouldn't
Yeah,
really
but I
work,
think
right?
that would be really cool, like kind of a stadium feeling. I mean, it's not this obviously, but I think it'd be kind of
Yeah.
cool to go, yeah, hit in a stadium in real life. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
And then just all the banners, Greenkeeper, GS Pro, Unity. There's some alcohol
Good
things.
beer.
I think this assembly, and we didn't. Now I see it. This golf matches with the X that I'm circling right here. I think
Yeah, is
that's
that
the thing that Roxor Golf is doing. I think.
okay?
Is that like a what? I don't. Now I just noticed this something light over here. It's probably not Coors Light. It's probably a
It's
knockoff
probably
because
got a different
we're
name
all
than Coors
paranoid
Light. Yeah,
about that now, right? And then look way down here in the distance. Does that logo look familiar to you?
it's the best logo
Should
of
we
them
zoom
all.
in on that?
We
Look at
should
that elegant
absolutely
logo
look
right
at that.
there.
I'm just disappointed he didn't put you and I in our rightful seats above our
Yes.
logo, watching the 17.
Sitting up there with you with your green background on and me with the
Yeah.
grandfather clock behind me.
We need Steve to cue up like grandfather clock music, like like the gongs
We don't
of
need to do that. I could just turn the chimes on and we can
and then
have
the
it right
like,
now. It is loud. Let me tell you, it's loud. And I turn it on and my wife gets pissed at me.
hey, by the way, happy 67th birthday with your grandfather clock.
I have to go on mute because I'm coughing and laughing now.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm making you laugh, and now you're making you cough.
So people don't know. I inherited that. My dad brought me that clock, and
I know.
we had no place to put it, so it ended up in my office. Yeah. Anyway,
I love a good grandfather. I can't even say it with a straight face. I'm sorry.
thing is, it is my great grandmother's grandfather, and it has the date. It's like 110 10 years old, I think.
That's awesome. It really is. Somebody's going to give me a hard time for giving you a hard time by having a grandfather clock in your office, but family heirloom is
The funny thing
absolutely.
is, my oldest daughter is like, she's like, as soon as I get a house, I'll take it. I'm like, all right, cool.
I mean,
Maybe it's becoming cool again. I don't know.
I have all of our family heirlooms over the years and grandparents like that. It happens to be in a storage unit. So
Well, it's a storage unit here. It's my office.
it's
All
your
the other
office,
crap
exactly.
that ends up in my office, right?
That's so funny. Anyway, so Warwick Hills, fantastic
Yeah,
course. It plays great. It looks great. I love the
yeah,
colors. Saturation is perfect. The trees look great. The course plays great. It was
yeah.
a ton of fun to play with the great Benji.
Yes. I also just like
Um,
even the bunkers. I love the shading he does. That's the kind of shading I like to
yep,
do in my courses too.
yep,
So
it's
good
great.
job. Good job. Oh,
Oh, we forgot. Yeah,
we
yeah,
always have to
yeah.
find something, right?
We do.
So
We do.
this is the flagpole, and it doesn't move. The flag doesn't move. It doesn't flap in the wind. It doesn't move. Just like the blimp, it doesn't move. So that's where I lead. Maybe there's animations wrong. And it just looked very familiar to me.
Familiar. It
So I did a
does.
search on the web, and now I remembered what it was, and here it is. That's what it looked like
That's
to
what it
me.
looks like. Hey, can Steve, can you actually do some work for a change and cue up like, I don't know, can we use something like the MTV music? The
I want my MTV.
That's
I,
Steve
Steve's been
slacker.
working with the lawyers though to try to work on the copyright stuff. So
Oh, that's good.
he's been
That's
busy.
good. At least he does something behind the scenes.
Yes, yeah, jackass. Okay,
Love the course.
good course. So then we have Jefferson Golf and Country Club. This is the one that was
Came
just
out
released
today.
today. Yeah, it came out
Yeah.
today, this afternoon. And it was good timing. I think I was actually sitting and working. I was getting ready to hit some balls this afternoon. I saw it released. I was like, going down the sim, I'm going to play me some Jefferson. Um, so where's this one is in Blacklick, Ohio. I'm assuming this
Yeah.
is like some type of prestigious course that they don't let me near, right?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny because like text comment in Discord earlier today, and somebody was like, "Hey, Tech, you seem to be making the rounds in Ohio." He was like, "I go where the clients tell me to go." I thought the answer was so good.
It's true. I mean,
It's true, exactly.
yeah. We'll talk about that a little bit more in the GSO Pro posts here. But
Yeah, yeah.
so here it is. Now, not a lot of it's Ohio, so it's flat, right?
It's pretty flat.
It's
Yeah,
pretty flat, but they make up for it with a lot of bunkers and water.
yeah. I'll be honest with you. I started playing this course and I moused through it first and I played through it. My first impression was kind of like, yeah, it's just another local country club course kind of thing. But then after getting in there and playing a few holes, there's some really, really unique holes, and there's a fair amount of placement shots needed around water.
Yeah,
And it turned out to be way more fun than I thought it was. So it's good to show you first impressions aren't always right. Like play through these courses because don't let. I mean, it's a really, really good course, and Tech did a really good job with it.
yeah. Now, when I first turned this on, I thought the saturation was a little high, but
Yeah,
I think it's just the way how he adjusted his post processing. So I just dialed it down on my system. It was consistent though. It's not like you see some courses where some designers just have like one type of grass that's way oversaturated. Then when you
right.
turn it down, it dulls everything except for that grass. But that
Yeah,
was fine.
I felt like the course was a little bit oversaturated as well. I just turned it down in the sim, and it was for me and my taste and
Yeah,
settings, it was fine.
yeah. And also like Tech's pretty good about he might turn that saturation because most people put it on the projector and then it's going to be desaturated by the projector. And
Yep,
yeah,
yep,
so
yep.
clubhouse.
Eight.
I think this is a custom clubhouse, right?
I think it looks like a custom clubhouse. It's 18. This is shot over the water on 18. I got this to show a combination of the grasses, the reflections, the clubhouse in the background. It looked really nice. It was really well done. But I think that's a custom clubhouse.
Yeah. And it's funny how this water, it is, I don't consider this oily water, but it's just enough to look good and be dark and look like real water. And there's a fine line. We called other guys out on oily water. I don't see that here. But it's it's close. It's good. I think it looks really good, but there's a fine line between oil and looking good. So
Yeah,
I think he
agreed.
got it. He got it right.
Yep.
So I put this in here just because you were talking about when we put this in as an MPAL. I said, well, one of the reasons I want is it's a good looking tech bike
Yeah.
course, but it's also just there's a lot of think through holes, right?
Yep.
So just give you an idea of some of these holes in here. There's some water that strategically place, some bunkers that are in some really interesting place. They're not huge bunkers, but they're just in places that really kind of, mess with your head a little bit.
Yep.
Now, what I really thought was cool, and it has to be the signature hole, I think, is 18.
Is 18. Yeah. Yeah. I actually want to go back and play this. When I played this in the sim, don't laugh. My son came in and there was some accidents and there was some things that had to happen. I didn't play 18. So I want to go back and play 18 in the sim. Matter of fact, you and I need to go back in and play 18 together.
Here you go. Accidents like potty
No,
train
no,
accidents.
God, no. More like I just dropped the gallon of milk off the refrigerator as I was trying to pour myself on the hardwood floors. So no, more that kind of accident, not potty training accident. Thank you.
So what's crazy about this hole? Okay, first of all, you can tee off, and you're gonna if you're great, you're gonna put one down here in the middle of the fairway if you're lucky. Okay,
Yep.
but depending on the pin placement here, this green is gigantic. It wraps all the way around from the west side to the upper like east side, and then the pins, the Friday, Saturday, Sunday pins, are all kind of like this, kind of go around. So, I mean, you're either putting one on this fairway or you're coming over here, depending on pin placement.
Yeah.
Now, I was kind of looking through. I didn't see one all the way here at the top. I thought for sure the Sunday pin would be like in this narrow strip at the top. It isn't. Um,
Thank
this is
goodness.
this is one of those it can make this really interesting depending on where the pin's at. So a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good course. Well done,
Good
Tech Bud.
course. Good design, good course, and good implementation by Tech. Really well done.
Yeah. And then Circling Raven. So this comes back to your golf story, right?
Yeah, and my golf story is a little bit further in. I think
Okay.
I guess I should have put my slide a little bit up on here. I could in the story at the beginning, but my slide is further in.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah. Okay. So
We'll get to it.
We'll get to it.
Yep.
So Worley, Idaho. This is the one that you played.
Yeah.
And it's 7,000 from
So
the
this is on
tips.
this, if I remember correct, this is on an Indian reservation. It's a great course. I actually, if I remember correctly, I think they even have a hotel and casino down below, and then they have you actually take a shuttle up or drive up to the course that's a little bit higher up. So surprisingly amount of elevation in real life in this, and then you can see some of it in this course as well. But there's a fair amount of it goes up and around some of the foothills around the central part of Idaho. It's pretty beautiful course, and a pretty fun course actually.
I played the other course that's out there. So this is Circling Raven. There's the other one called Dizzy Chicken.
It was only dizzy because of your drive was behind you.
So T number 1. Now, you got a lot of these screenshots. Now, when I loaded the course, so what I do when I'm like reviewing, I always try to look at every single course that's released. But what I do is I turn them on, and the first thing I do is I mouse through to kind of get an idea of like which ones I feel are, I think, better looking courses. And when I turned this one on and I flew over the first hole, I immediately noticed something that was not right. And so I wanted you to look at something here, which is just concentrate on this area. And then
because what I was looking at, just real quick before we go there, because we're going to go in this, I want to see what you're showing.
Okay.
My only issue, I didn't see this. Okay, so I love this. My only issue is there was some billboarding of the trees that is a little bit off.
Yeah,
you can
and
see
these are billboarding very early. Yep.
And we've seen those because closer in, actually, after the drive and the fairway there, those trees are spectacular looking. It's just I feel like they're billboarded a little too early from the tee. And we've seen that before with those trees on a couple of these courses. So I don't know if it's a default LOD setting on the tree or something.
Yeah.
Sorry,
yeah.
I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No. It's I can't remember. Was that another tech bug course that we saw that too
I think
recently?
it was because I think Tech's used that tree before. I think it's the lot setting
Yeah.
on that tree
And there's not a lot
itself.
of trees in this course, and I think performance was really good that he could have pushed those
Yeah,
out a little further.
yeah.
So yeah, so here I just concentrate on this area because what I'm going to do is I'm in free flight mode, and I'm going to go closer to this area. And so I want you to do is concentrate on this area right here and this area right here. Because when I
Yep.
zoom in, some
Oh,
trees,
trees
all of a sudden,
appear.
these trees don't have billboards at all. So
Interesting.
their LOD 3 all of a sudden just appears with no
Appears,
billboards.
yeah.
I think these are all the same model. Um, it's got to be what it is. I'm not sure. But so like,
Oh, but if it's the same model, why are some doing it and some not?
well, I think they are all doing it. I think this is a different model and this one's a different
Okay.
model
Okay, got
tree.
it. Got it.
I
Yep.
think.
Yep.
I'm not 100%. Tech might know. But the thing is, as I flew over, I was immediately kind of like, whoa, where are all these trees coming from? It's just
Yep.
odd.
Yep. Go back real quick because I want to point out one thing. One more as well. There you go. My only feedback. So I hear you on the trees, and that's interesting. Probably maybe a prefab issue or something. It's easily fixable
Yeah.
if need be. My only thought aesthetically, and again, I played this in 2019. So listen, it's been a few years since I've played it. I just remember the course being fairway and green and rough or green. Everything else was dry vegetation. Matter of fact, I hit my ball in the junk on the left there off number one, which this is number one. And I remember walking in that, and it's just matted down, dead pine straw grass. You know what I mean? Like that
Yeah.
really kind of wispy, brownish, yellowish kind of
Crusty.
grass. Crusty kind of, yeah. So my only thought was I love the color of his grasses that he has there, but the floor to me felt too green. It felt like a really lush course. And to me, the lushness of the course when I played it in real life was fairway and rough, not the outer parts of it. So
Yeah.
again, I'm nitpicking on something aesthetic, not playable. The course plays fantastic. Um, I grabbed this as a screenshot of just I love this. I think the bridge texture he used, it's not perfect. I love it. Like the sections of the bridge are even you can see they're off a little bit. The grasses are even growing through the bridge a little bit. This is like pretty darn close to what it was like. And I went back and looked at my old scorecard, hence the golf story coming up. And I looked at some old pictures when we were on the course in real life. And this looks pretty darn close to what it was in real life. It was pretty. I loved it. It was great.
Sweet.
The train. So the unique aspect of this course is there is a train, very much like Chambers Bay, where the train comes by. There's a train that kind of comes down. The course goes on both sides of the train. The tracks go through the middle of it. And he did it. He nailed it. He got the train whistle. Sitting on number two, you hear the train whistle, the smoke. Listen, I don't know what he's using for particle effects on that smoke. Holy crap, it looks good. The smoke billowing out of that train. So really well done, Tech. The good news is that train rolls by at about a half mile an hour. So Masta, after about 5 holes and you're about ready to throw your clubs, you just jump on the train because it's
Just
going so
leave.
slow. You just
Take me
let it
away.
take you away
Get me out of
slowly,
town.
surely.
Tired of this. Yeah.
Yep, really
What's
well
really
done,
cool is he's
Tech.
got the black smoke coming out of the top where the coal exhaust is coming out, and then the steam
Yeah.
is actually white.
I don't know where he got that asset. That asset is
It could be
fantastic.
maybe the asset came with the particle effects in it. That could be it. But
Maybe he bought
either
an
way,
asset and back
still pretty good.
converted it to our version of Unity, and
Still pretty good.
I don't know. That's one of the best assets I've seen in game.
Yeah, it's pretty solid.
Yep. Custom clubhouse.
I
Again,
think you
I've been
said
to
this
this
is pretty close to
clubhouse.
real life, right?
Pretty close to real life. The colors match in real life. Yeah, it was really, really good. So, all right, let's go back real quick before you show my scorecard here. So, I went back, my golf story real quick on this particular course. I went back and pulled my score because I remember my time at Circling Raven was mixed. On one hand, I was like, this course is gorgeous and fun and beautiful, and how the hell can I shoot so poorly? So I went back and pulled up my scorecard and shot a 90. Shot 18 over.
All right.
And looked hole by hole at what my scores were, and on like I think it was number 2 or 3 of the par 5, got an 8, got a couple doubles, got a bunch of bogeys,
How
made a
long
couple
ago was
pars here
this?
and there. 2019.
Okay.
So it
Nice.
has been now, to be fair, it has been a few years, and I have done an immense amount of work on my golf game and stuff. So I went down today, super excited to go play Circling Raven again in the sim. And here's where my golf story comes in, which is either the sim is way easier than real life, or I've just gotten better, because I walked away with a 69 and a
Ooh.
33 on the front 9. I was hitting the ball extremely well.
You know what
And
people are going to call you out on though, is that you had your
what?
you had your mulligans turned on though.
I did have mulligans turned on, and I will admit here that I did take one mulligan on number 1, which was a miss.
Misread.
My XO. I didn't. I was actually at my computer lining my adjustment up, and my XO bounced for some reason, moved me forward 3 inches.
Yeah.
Like the ball moved forward like an inch or 2. So I did take one mulligan on that, but that was an honest, like, hey, the ball fell off the tee kind of mulligan.
Yeah. 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 I do
Yep.
the same thing. Um.
That's my
Nice.
golf story. A 90 in real life and a 69 in the sim.
Cool.
5 years in between, but you know what?
Nice. I don't think I've had, other than the courses I've created, I don't think I've played anything that is on GSPro by somebody else yet. So,
You haven't played, you mean in real life?
right.
So that's why we want to get you out here.
Yeah.
And then what we want to do is we want to go play Arrowhead in the
Yeah.
sim, and then we'll go play Arrowhead in real life.
Right.
Then we'll go play Common Ground in the sim, then Common Ground in real life. We need to get you out here for a long weekend.
There you go.
And we'll go play golf like 3 days. So whether 2 people want to join us to get a foursome together, let us know.
It's funny is that, well, 2 of the courses I made, which were closed, I actually played one of them many years ago. I really wasn't a golfer and couldn't
Did you really?
appreciate it. And then another one I
Yeah.
created, which is literally 2 drivers away from here, which closed. Like
It closed
I
down.
never got to play it because I didn't golf before it closed.
What? And now you're doing Kapalua, so what you really need to do is you need to get the B2B budget to fly you to play Kapalua for research.
A lot more subscribers and a lot more viewers. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Good courses.
Good courses, guys. Good courses. Thank you. Our feature requests of the week. So we have 2 this week.
We have 2.
Now, one is more of a fantasy request that I know is never going to happen, but I can wish, right? We can wish.
It can be coded. It can so be coded somehow.
Yeah. And the other one's more serious, right?
Yeah.
But maybe with, the magic of APIs and Chat GPT, we can figure out a way that if a designer blocks someone on Facebook, it also blocks them from playing their courses. Don't like that guy? All right, fine.
I love this request. Like, listen, I think Soupy, somebody said this. I think Soupy, somebody might have said, I can't remember who it was. Anyway, had said, like most everybody who posts on Facebook posts what they're saying. Oh no, it was Pac-Man. It was Pac-Man who said it. There's always an element of truth in what they're posting. It's really about how they're posting it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And how they come across with it. But there are occasionally people that doesn't exist. They are literally either clueless or just being dicks. I don't know. I mean, like intentionally trolling or whatever. And it's those guys that we need to block this. I want to be able to be like
parenting failures. Like, just have people not been brought up to how to criticize somebody fairly nicely or whatever,
So I took my son aside real quick. I took my son on Wednesday to the Colorado Rockies game, his first MLB game. And the good news was the Rockies suck and no one goes. So it was easy to get tickets. And the bad news was it was like 9 million degrees. And so anyway, so he was badly wanting to get a ball. And so we were sitting right by where the first baseman comes off and they throw when the Rockies come off the field, they always throw the ball over the fence and the kids all fight to go get a ball. And a ball came in and it bounced in my chest and I grabbed it and it fell through my arm and it landed on the ground behind me and my foot was on it. And I was reaching down to get it. I literally was reaching down to get the ball. And a guy in the row in front of me reached through my leg by my ankles, grabbed the ball from under my foot, yanked it out, and handed it to his son. And I was like, dude, come on. That's all I said. I was like, oh, come on, dude. I mean, it was not in my hands. I get it, but and he promptly grabbed his son and said, we got to go, and picked him up and left. Like, come on, man. Like, now the good news is he did get a ball. He did end up getting a ball. A fly ball came our way, bounced off the other deck, landed right up here. We gave him the ball. So that all worked out for the end. But goes to your point, like, people are not like, be cool. Like, just be cool.
I mean, if you just post like things and just be whatever, I don't know.
Yeah,
it seems like we go through this every week, right?
Yep. But if they didn't, we wouldn't have the next section.
Yes. But our other feature request, which is a little bit more realistic, is we've seen complaints, and I think rightfully so. And again, this is a situation where as long as you complain nicely, like, hey, I was playing this course the other week, and I believe that the pin placement was really unfair. Hey, that's a nice way to post it, right? But what if there's a way in Greenkeeper, a feature, to limit or alert on a pin that is too close to the fringe?
Yeah. Like, this is the architect who does watch our show. He'll pick it up and he'll watch this, and like, this is one of the things. Like, is there a way of adding functionality into Greenskeeper so that it alerts the designer that, hey, not only is your pin on the slope incorrectly, it's red on the slope, you're also too close to the edge of the green. I don't know if that's possible or not, but I would love to see that and stop getting pins that are just like unrealistic.
Yeah. So,
anyway, just a thought.
Yep. And then everyone's favorite segment, which is
this seems to have become the favorite segment of the week. I love this.
And we get like a lot of like contributions to this too. So
we do. And listen, I don't want to we don't always want to rehash what we rehashed in our Discord channel. We always try to find some new ones as well, but not always. Sometimes they're just choice.
I think it was the Golf Boy, and I think someone else did. Like, maybe we should post some of the good stuff. And there is good stuff. Like, the Golf Boy got like a bunch. Someone sent him like a new GPU.
That's great. I love it.
Who was it? Rusty Dave got a PC funded in like 2 days.
Yep.
Right. So this is.
By the way, I can't afford. I need my mortgage, so I need to do funding for my mortgage.
Another good one is like last year, and I'll do it again this year. I got to get Kapaloo out the door because that was last year I did a raffle for a course, and I raised $2,000 for March of Dimes
for your daughters, right? For March of Dimes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So so it's good stuff does happen. So we should mention things like that. But then there's the other ones.
But wait, before we go in, there is one that I do think we owe a glasses up.
I'm empty. I got a little bit.
No, because it was CE Sim posting about. We owe him a huge B2B. I don't know what you want to. I'm not good at this, so I don't know if it's a hell yeah. I don't know if it's
like, thanks for pouring your heart, putting yourself out there. Obviously, it was something that, my gosh, I mean, what you went through for all those years between the conditions you had and to hang in there, and when someone tells you that you might not live past a certain age, and here you are, and you're enjoying life. I mean, it brought tears to my eyes when I read stuff like that. So.
And just to add to that, to be such an amazing part of the community.
Yep.
You're amazing, and from us to you.
Cheers.
Here's to you. Thank you.
I saved one sip for him. Well, now I don't feel like doing these.
No, these are good. No, we need to.
Yeah, for him. We'll do them for him. It's a tribute to him
for him
because I know he likes these too. Okay, so the first one is.
I'm laughing already because I know it's coming.
So the theme this week so far has been the names of these guys. I don't know if these are their real names. They might completely be trolls. But first we got Ben Dickens. Now, so Ben,
I don't want to laugh because it might be his real name, but I want to laugh because it might not be his real name. I don't know.
so this is a comment on one of the posts where someone said, "Hey, how much does it cost to have a course built?" And someone said, "What course?" And the guy said, "Oh, it's this in the UK." And someone said, "You'd have to check the LiDAR, but LiDAR is spotty in the UK." And there's certain areas that are covered, like Ireland doesn't have LiDAR, but maybe some areas do. And this guy basically came and said, blah, 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 blah. The excuse, using LiDAR as an excuse is wearing thin. And that all these courses are on TGC and they're fine. You don't need LiDAR. And, you know, to get a designer to build your course, you put the price in here. But it was like, kind of like, dude, you have no idea what you're talking about. You don't know what it takes. And the thing is, I don't know if people know this, but LiDAR is covered around the world, but it's really, really low resolution. It's like 30-meter resolution, which is basically, if you're not a designer, it means every 30 meters you're getting an elevation data point, which means you might know that the hole you're on goes slightly uphill. That's about it. But your green is going to be completely flat and maybe tilted. So it's just going to be like a frying pan, but maybe a tilted frying pan. So, and you just don't know the effort that goes to sculpt that and do it is unbelievable. So this guy is really speaking out of his butthole. Do you have anything to add to that?
What's LiDAR?
Oh yeah, actually we should have put some of our comments in there. It was just great. All the designers just started come in here. Rusty Dave threw one in there. I think everybody was just kind of like, what?
I was holding because I can't hold it anymore. Like, I'm supposed to use LiDAR? Huh? Like, what? I've been carving my own stuff from the ground up. I didn't know that. Wow, I'm pretty damn good at carving terrain out of nothing.
And I doubt this guy listens to the show, but so when I did Glacier Golf Club, there were 2 holes that I did that I completely sculpted on my own. I have nightmares about it now. They were both par 5s. One was near a creek, and one I carved another one into the side of the mountain.
I've never tried to carve a whole entire hole.
So, and if you want to play, it's hole 10 and 18 on Glacier Golf are completely fabricated. Okay. Yeah. Those 2 holes took me probably 30% of the time, just the sculpting to do that course. Mm-hmm. So, that gives you an idea. It was miserable.
I wish there was a way in Blender to take maybe there's a way. You Blender extras out there. I wish there was a way in Blender to take specific. No, I guess not. It doesn't matter because you have LiDAR for Blender. So we're talking about stuff without LiDAR. So never mind. My entire comment is irrelevant. So nope, forget it. Never mind.
Oh, my answer is
I'm an
no.
Idiot.
You can't.
No, the answer is no.
Okay, so then playing along with the name game, we have Mike Hunt. I don't know.
Michael.
Now, this is from a couple weeks ago, and I don't know if anyone remembered this one or not, but they were having this conversation about copyrights and how, you know, this guy came in and said, don't blatantly put stuff in there, it's crap, you know, and he said, I've built courses, and Judge kind of jumped in here and said, hey, we don't do this on purpose. We want to make courses accurately. And sometimes, we go over the limits, and then we take the stuff out, and stuff gets re-released. It's not a big deal, you know?
Yeah.
Judge Shay, not sure if you've made any courses. I have, and it's a lot of work to have it removed. And Judge's reaction, dude, I'm Rud Putt Run. I've built 100 courses, dude.
So when Run Putt Run posted that, first off, dude, you win the internet. You just win, okay? And secondly, you owe me a new monitor because I spit my coffee all over my monitor when I read your post. It was so good. And I have to go and short-circuit it out. Now I have to go buy a new monitor. Maybe I'll crowdsource myself a new monitor.
I thought it was great when Bull Pride came in and put the meme for putting your foot in your mouth, too.
It was
It was
so
great.
good. The I will tell you what, most the comments in some of these threads are good. I also want to tell you, I feel like there's a bit of a theme, which is designers starting to push back, because there's been some posts recently of people either complaining about courses or complaining that courses came down or whatever, and the designers are starting to, myself included, starting to chime in and be like, yeah, dude, stop.
You know what I think a lot of the problem is now is that I think GSPro, when it first came out, God, what is it, 2 years now? 2 years?
Yeah, 2 years. Yeah,
2.5
2
years. No,
2.5
so it's
years.
2023, 21. Okay.
Yeah.
When it first came out, it was like beta, and people were going to GSPro that had been playing TGC, or maybe they came over from like TrackMan, or you know, and they realized how great this was. And now, if you do a search for like golf sim reviews, and you go to these major sites, GSPro's listed as #1, right? So now that people are like new to the sim world, they go out and they buy a SkyTrack, and they say, okay, I'm going to run GSPro. They don't see anything else, and they come in and they immediately go like, well, what the hell, you know, these courses aren't getting removed. This isn't on there. I'm paying $250 a year to get this, and
that was
don't
a great post.
Realize these other platforms, which are more expensive, and how bad. I'm going to say they're not horrible. They're not as good as GSPro.
No. Listen, I used E6 for a year. It's not horrible. I think it's overpriced for what you get. And I think GSPro has... Let me put it this way. If GSPro had not come along, then I would not know that E6 is overpriced. Like, I was always uncomfortable with $1,000 a year subscription fee for the limited number of courses I was having. But I remember when I first came to GSPro 2 years or so ago, and it was like, oh, but it's beta. There's less than 100 courses, blah, blah, blah. It's not, you know what I mean? But the potential was there, and it continues to be there.
If it continues to get better, which it does, it's just going to keep on pushing that envelope, right?
It keeps getting better because all they do is take our feature requests and implement that. Above the pin, he waits breathlessly for every one of our episodes because this segment, just so he can know what to work on in the next release of GSPro.
I'm waiting for Robert Sadilla to be blocked from playing all my courses next week.
Wait, how many courses do you have?
5.
Oh, yeah, he's blocked from all 5. Yeah.
You have to go way back to find any of them, but at least he's not going to play Kapalua.
He won't play Kapalua ever. Matter of fact, there's going to be a check. There's the architect is working on a new base pack.
It's going to be Kapalua and Trenkenmark, list of people who are not allowed to play.
But that's okay. I'm creating 2 builds of medalists, one for Jay Pruitt, one for everybody else. Because when we played with Jay Pruitt, I think, sorry Jay, I'm gonna say it. When we played medalist, it was me and PS Golfer and Jay Pruitt and Pac-Man. I think he put 80% of his drives in the hazard. So he wants a version of medalist.
Shouldn't be that funny. You're used to when you play with me. You're used to it.
Yeah, well, you know, you get one in occasionally.
I think we have one more.
I think we have one more. Yeah,
we have one more, which is not necessarily one post, but I think there were like 10 this week, which was, hey guys, I've got a SkyTrack and I can't chip anything from 50 to 85 yards. Can you help? I think one of these. What we're going to have to do at the end of the year is have a survey on the most popular posts in Facebook, which is what happened to all the TPC courses. Where did Target Golf go?
Where did Target Golf go?
And why can't I chip on SkyTrack?
By the way, that's a huge kudos to R. Dyer, those guys. Like I love Target. I think Target Golf is golf. I just didn't realize.
I didn't realize how many people religiously. So there's a guy today who said, "Is there a replacement for Target Golf? I don't want to play Riverwalk."
Yeah, exactly. Not that Riverwalk. That crap. I don't want that Riverwalk crap. I want Target Golf. I think the only way this post would be better, and I'm glad you blocked his name, because you kind of did the stoner sound like, hey guys, I got a SkyTrack. Is I wish he would have said, hey guys, I have an R10 and I can't get putting to work.
That's great. That's great.
That would be the ultimate post right there. Is like, why is my putting not working?
So maybe we have to put out Maybe we'll have to put out a survey on Facebook at the end of the year on what were the most popular GSPro questions for 2024 for a New Year's thing.
Number 1 is where's Target Golf. Number 2 is where's the old course. Number
Yes.
3 are where the TPC courses.
I love it when some of the guys like Mike chime in or Ralph chime in and says someone's working on old course. Guess who that is?
Are you working on the old course?
Excuse me. I have it. It's up for me after Cap and Hershey. Yeah.
Wait, after Cap and after Hershey.
Yeah. So I'll probably be working on it at the end of this year.
Wait,
Honestly,
honestly,
I've got it splined out and LiDAR's
okay.
done. So I actually
Okay,
started
there you
working on it technically.
You started working on it.
Yeah, it's going to be so
After-
easy though. There's no trees. The
There's
hardest
no
thing,
trees. It's just
the
grasses.
hardest thing's going to be the getting all the buildings right on
The
18.
blender work.
The blender work's going to be tough.
Can you bring any of the blender work forward from the previous course?
No, because I don't think that whoever made that course, I don't think we have the original.
Oh, we don't
files
have
of-
any of the original assets. Got it.
No,
I don't know who made
no.
that. Okay, I thought John
No.
made it. That's
No,
why
I did reach
asking.
out to a couple of the good blender guys, and they had some interest in potentially helping there. So if we all took like a building or two, maybe we could knock it out rather quickly. But
Hey, I am becoming an expert with the DPR house builder tool. So if you would like me and my blender skill, I'm a blender guy now. Apparently, according to you, I'm a blender guy.
there you go.
So I'm
you go.
making my own custom clubhouses. So if I can do it, maybe I'll create you a building or two.
All right, sounds good.
There
Well,
you go.
by the
Happy
time I get to it, you'll be an expert.
I will be an expert. I'm going to do nothing but blender. I have 2 courses, one going into SGT this week and one going into beta this week. And then I have nothing on the books to build.
You don't have anything you want to build?
I'm
Really?
out. Yeah, I've kind of run out of stuff I wanted to build right now. Like I had a list running and I'm kind of out, so I don't know what to build.
Well, you could help me with Kapalua.
Happy to.
Because I hate doing vegetation. Honestly, I hate it.
I love that. My favorite part's all the Unity veggie stuff.
I dread it, and that's where I'm at with like both Hershey and Kapalua. That's why it's taking so long because I dread like looking for it and trying to figure out what I want to use and like going through Unity and all my assets and like.
Yeah, I got Well, I'll help you. Happy to.
Yeah, let's talk because I know we had talked about because you had the assets that you used on the other one and
on a Kohaniki.
Yeah, which might work well.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we'll have to sync up for sure.
I have some really good assets out of that pack that may be really good for you for Kapalua. They're not going to be exact for Kapalua, but they're pretty close.
I got the most. I think we talked. I got the most important tree, which is the cooked pines. I got those. I created those. But yeah, okay, we'll talk.
And I've played that course twice in real life, and that course, that veggie, if you're in it, you're not finding your ball anyway. It's all if you're off the rough, you're gone. So it's not not as important.
Cool.
All right,
that's it. That's the show.
That's the show,
and we're sticking
with it.
Welcome back. Yep.
Send us your recommendations to how we should spend our $100.
Yep.
Please keep them clean.
Mm-hmm.
Well, some of them clean.
Let us know if we can. If you release a course, let us know if we can play with you.
Yeah, we'd love to play with you guys. And we'll see you next week. We're back on schedule.
Yes, sir. All right. See you, gang.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.